Welcome to the United Constitutional Patriots Radio show with your host, Johnny Horton Jr. Tonight we'll be talking about topics on the New Mexico border and our men down there and other stories. I will now turn it over to Johnny. So here's Johnny.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Pete. Welcome to the United Constitutional Patriots show. I am still at our headquarters, but we have more news and information on the border of what's going on. We do have some other rather interesting news tonight that the others will be giving you. However, last night, we were able to get 400 more coming across the border. Then we caught some more this morning that came right into their camp, and they reported to us immediately. There is videos on the United Constitutional Patriots New Mexico Border Ops page. You can go to those videos and watch them. Things are getting interesting down there. Our men are putting in a lot of hours. We are getting responses from people wanting to join us now. We are vetting everybody. So any listeners that hear this, you want to come, give me a call at 505-334-2492, and we can get you vetted and approved and down to the border. Another number you can call, I haven't given it out before, but in case I can't be contacted, you can call She-Wolf at 575-517-0317 if you want to come to the border and be part of the group and help us protect the border and work with the Border Patrol in apprehending these folks that are coming across illegal. I said before, I have no problem with people coming here as long as they do it legal. Now, we have caught a lot of people, folks, 4,000, I believe 4,200 and some of them in the last 60 days that the United Constitutional Patriots have been responsible for their apprehensions. I'm very proud of the men down there on the border. I will be back with them this week. And there's a lot going on. You need to follow us on the United Constitutional Patriots New Mexico Border Ops page. And for those that are listening, we're going to ask you not to post things in that page because it's strictly for the border ops of what's going on. If you want to post things, just go to the regular United Constitutional Patriots page and post them in there. This is where the people can go to, and I don't mind them posting in there. We have had a lot of people reach out to us helping us, especially since we've been starting to get nationwide and worldwide news coverage from all of the major channels. Have been coming out interviewing Jim, our public relations coordinator, who's doing a great job, and I want to thank him for what he's doing. I want to thank Viper down there and the men and women that are on boots on the ground down there right now, because they are putting their lives in danger. As you know, this week, past week, we had right there by the monument, right close to it, less than 5 miles, the cartel did attack the local authorities there in the Mexico Border Patrol. There was two shrapnel grenades were thrown, and there was, I guess, a pretty good firefight down there. So this is what's going on the border. It's a war zone. We don't know who's coming across. We don't know what to expect now. So anybody coming down, please contact us prior to your coming down to our area, because you have to be vetted. That is for the protection of everybody. We don't know who's coming in. If someone comes in, we don't know if there's somebody that's left to send in or not. So we vet everybody. We trust the people that we vet. But if somebody comes in and tries to push their way through, they're gone. We're not putting up with it. We have too much at stake. We're down there to make America aware that we need that wall. Above and beyond anything, we need that wall. and we're trying to make you aware of who and what is coming across the border, which she just got some information a few minutes ago that she'll share with you here in a little bit. I want to welcome all of you down in Louisiana, CJ and Warren. I want to welcome Mike and Bill and Matt, Mark, all of you. I want to welcome you to the show. And for those newcomers, I want to welcome you and hope that you will get up there and hit that little bell up there so you can be notified when we're on the air. The information we bring to you is directly from boots on the ground. It's videos to back up what we're saying. And we still need donations, folks. We need donations bad because the more people down there, the more we're going to need. You can donate through the PayPal on the United Constitutional Patriots New Mexico Border Ops page. You can also donate on the United Constitutional page, the regular page. There, you can donate on either one of them. Or you can send donations to United Constitutional Patriots, care of John Horton or Mark Cheney, at Post Office Box 1334, FLORA VISTA, New Mexico, 87415. Now, we're trying every way we know how to reach the people and get the word to them of what is going on the border. So far, we've been lucky. We've only had one situation where we were directly involved, where it could have turned nasty, but the Border Patrol, their dogs, and our men got it under control. It's where some people, I believe they were out of Brazil. They're Brazilians, I believe. I'm not sure. But they decided they were not going to follow the orders of the Border Patrol, and Border Patrol and the men put them in place real fast. It could have turned nasty, but it was handled in the right way, and there was nothing happened, except these people got arrested. Now, we do have people coming across from MS-13, MS-18. We have a large caravan headed our way that we are monitoring. They say they're going to come right through the area where we're at, and this is why we need help. This is why we need boots on the ground. A lot of you say, well, how about the weapons? It's an open carry in the state of New Mexico, so nobody's going to bother you. If you transport a weapon in your vehicle, have your weapons and your ammunition separate from each other. Like put your weapon in the trunk and your shells in the back seat, or the opposite, or whatever. That way, you will not be messed with if you are pulled over. That's all you got to do. There's a lot of people that say, well, Border Patrol won't work with you. They won't do this. You're wrong, folks. The Border Patrol and our unit is working hand in hand. We're working together, helping each other. We are the eyes and the ears for the Border Patrol. They are so short-handed that it's pathetic. So we are trying to take the pressure off of them and helping them out. As you will hear Jim say numerous times, probably on almost every video that we do, of the people that are apprehended that are coming into America. So with that, I'm going to go and I'm going to let She-Wolf give an update of what's going on the border right now. She just read to us a few minutes ago. She-Wolf, you want to give them an update on what's going on the border, on the apprehensions now?
Okay, last night, early this morning at 3 a.m., they had an apprehension over at Monument 1 of 400. Unfortunately, no video, but once the actual border report comes out, I should be able to post that in our room so you can read up on it. There were 3 that came up this morning to base camp. It was one man with 2 very, very young children. Just didn't look right. And I know a lot of you had watched the video and commented the same thoughts. Looked like child trafficking to me. As far as anything else is going, we're getting a few more men out there staggered here and there, and things are going pretty good for the men on the border. They're getting settled in. The things are changing, though, as far as having the federales out and across the border. They're having to make different paths and come in different ways and different amounts. Actually, that 400 was just unbelievable. But we're keeping an eye on everything, and we're doing our job down there. And I'm telling you, folks, we need boots on the ground, because this next group that is coming up, they're already in a bloody war down in Mexico. They're not good people at all, and we can't afford to have our border open and let them just march in. We need boots on the ground. We need help. We need help now, and we need it bad. So if in any way, shape, or form you can get out to the border, even for a day or a week or whatever you can manage to get away for, please do so. This is your country as well as it is ours, and we need to protect it in any way, shape, or form.
Thank you, She-Wolf. Okay, Little Rebel, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
As She-Wolf was saying, we need people down at the border, but everybody needs to know they need to get prepared, because we have got them coming down from Canada as well. And there is definitely, we are being invaded. So we are going, everybody, if you're not prepared to go to the border, start getting prepared, because I think we're going to need them at from up north to down south, everywhere, to protect our country, because I do know for a fact they're actually, somehow they're getting from down south, they're going up and through, somebody's either flying up there, I don't know, and then they're coming down from Canada into the U.S. It's picking up really bad. So we definitely, if you can, start making plans. I really, you need to be prepared for down at the border down south and up north, because they're coming, and also what I'm understanding is a lot of these so-called they're not even legal criminals. They're also, I'm hearing, possible from the Middle East. They're dressed, and they said they were going to do that. So we're going to be in a bloody battle soon. I really do. And I think everybody needs to get prepared and get ready. So if you can help now, we got to control this south, but they are coming up now. They're coming down and they've been, but now it's just picking up. So get ready, guys. It's coming.
Thank you, Little Rebel. Okay, Nuclear Warrior, you got anything you want to say?
Yes, sir, Commander. As a matter of fact, I do. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow patriots. And I'm going to add to what Little Rebel has been saying there. You might want to get ready, because we don't know how many. We can only guesstimate how many we already have inside the country that are illegal. And a lot of them are Antifa, ISIS, and Middle Eastern terrorists. They're parts of sleeper cells in the country, and they'll be activated when they are ready to start the invasion from both borders. There'll be the distraction on the interior to weaken the forces that would be along the borders. So we've been warning you about this for months, that if we don't stop them at the border, you're going to have to fight them in your own backyard, and it looks like that's where we're headed. So take it for what it's worth. If you're not prepared, get there. That's all I've got, Commander, so far.
Thank you, Nuclear Warrior. Now, folks, I'm going to give you some advice. A lot of you won't like it, but it's the truth. It's facts. You need to get supplies of water, dry goods, canned goods. If you're in an area where it's still cold, heating devices. You need to, and the number one thing is you need to arm yourselves. Even if it's just a 22. 22 don't sound like much, but it does a lot of damage. If you have to defend your family, that 22 bullet will bounce around inside that person, and you have to shoot if you have to, which God knows we hope you don't have to, but it's coming. And it'll bounce around for a week before it even stops and does a lot of inside damage. So anything from a 22 up, you need to arm yourselves and protect your family. Make sure that you keep your weapons in a secure place away from little kids, but you need to arm yourselves and be ready for this. I'm not talking about just one person being armed. If it's a mother, father, sister, brothers, teenagers, get your weapons and be ready, because this is not a joke. Because when this happens, it's going to happen all at one time. This is what they're planning. This has been the left's plan from day one. If they lose now, they lose for good. And we have to defend ourselves, America. You have a Second Amendment right to protect yourselves and be armed. And don't let anybody tell you you can't. There's a lot of stuff going on, folks, that people don't want to believe that's going on in the United States. The murders, the rapes of children, the stealing of children has tripled in the United States. And illegals that are doing this, they don't care. They are here to overthrow our government and try to bring their country's agenda to our country. We aren't Americans. We have an American flag that has stood for 200 years and flown proudly. And we got to keep that flying as Americans, as veterans. I'm asking for all veterans and all former police, trained medical people. We need help. We need you on standby. We need you on the borders. We need help on, like I said, the Canadian border and the U.S. border both. But right now, our area right now is the most dangerous spot and most vulnerable spot for the whole United States on the southern border. That's why we need boots on the ground down here. Please, if you can help, help. We need ATVs in the worst way. I was talking to a lady yesterday that's a very strong supporter of us, and she said that, we found some ATVs that are used, but they work. That's what we need. And the prices on them, we work off of donations totally. And if we could get 8 people to donate $200, we can get a good used ATV that enhances the response to the men's time from the time they come across the border till the time these guys get to them. It will cut their time down from 5 to 10 minutes to about 2 minutes. We need help. I don't know. Like I said, I've put out strong voice from day one on this, warning people. People were laughing, saying, yeah, right, this ain't going to happen. This is America. Everyone says, well, President Trump will stop it from happening. He's only one man. He cannot stop it. He can only prepare and warn the American people like he's been doing. He's my president. I stand with President Trump. My prayers are with President Trump. But this whole thing is out of hand now. It has got to where we haven't wanted it, but because we couldn't get the help on the borders, all these so-called militia groups that are said that they're going to be on the border. I know for a fact, folks, there's only 5 groups all the way across the United States on the southern border. 5 of them. And they're all small groups. Where are all these so-called wannabe keyboard patriots? If they don't get off their ass and help us protect our country, they're not patriots. They're cowards. They have the means, they have the way, and they're all saying how phony the United Constitutional Patriots are, that we're ripping people off, and yet we're on the border, and every dime we're getting is going to the men on the border. This has to be taken care of, folks. We need America to stand behind America. This isn't about who's good guy, who's the bad guy. This is about the American patriots. If they're good, they're good. If they're not good, they're useless. This is what this is about. Unity. Stop the fighting. Join. We're all for the same thing. We're supposed to be. But we're down there, have been down there. We've proven ourselves. That's why we're all over the national news worldwide. That's why we have law enforcement officers contacting us. We had one law enforcement contact us out of California. He works with the sheriff's department. He said he called ICE in California, asked if he'd heard of us. And he said, we got a great rapport on them. Said they had nothing but good things to say about us. That's because we're doing our job as Americans, as patriots, as veterans, as people who stood and took the oath to protect our country. And that's what we're still doing. And we're not going to stop. We are there at the border till that border wall is built, whether we have to be there 1 man or 5,000. We need you down there. We need help. What do you need to bring down with you when you come down? Anything you're going to use if you're camping. You need to make sure you have your faces covered because of facial recognition that they're using across the border. If you have drones, we need drones to where we can actually go over the top of these people and see what the heck's going on. We need your help. The American people need your help. And there's a lot of American people, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, actually thousands of them now, have made their comments. You know, they're behind us. Well, get behind us 150%, folks, because you don't just you just don't need us. We need you. We're the ones out there with our butt on the damn line, taking a chance of getting killed every time my men go and women go out on patrol, and including me when I'm down there, which I will be going back down, like I said, in a few days. And when I do, I've got to relieve some of the guys that are down there because they've been down there for 60 days, living on 2 and 3 hours a day sleep because every time that radio goes off, they're out the door to stop more. There hasn't been one day in the 60 days we've been down there that we have not stopped somebody that was coming across the illegal. And a lot of them are criminals, a lot of them, a whole lot of them. I'd say a good quarter of them to a half of them are child trafficking children. They come across with phone numbers on their chest where if they get past us, they call those numbers, those people come and get them. They take these kids and sell them for the sex trafficking or for body parts. That's the cold hard facts of it. Do the research. But man, you can't sit in the middle of the fence no more. You're either with us or against us. You're either with America or you're against America. That choice is yours. But if you make the choice, you damn sure better make the right one because you know what? It could cost you your life if we don't stop these people. You're going to see the battles, the combat, your friends, your neighbors, your moms, your dads. You're going to see them die. That's how serious it is. This is not a joke, folks. It's fact. I've been with this movement for 36 years, and I've watched it go from one factor to another factor to another factor, and I've seen it, and I've warned people over the years, and they all thought that I was a lunatic. There's nothing about being a lunatic about protecting your home front. There's nothing about a lunatic being there to stand up for your rights, your constitutional rights as Americans. You're here. If you're a legal American, I don't care if you're Indian, if you're black, you're green, blue, silver, white, I don't care. Color has nothing to do with it. We are all Americans. If it says born in the USA, you are an American. And you are a part of America's defense. Now, this is up to you, folks. You take it from where you want. But we're asking for these donations because they are needed. We're asking for your help, boots on the ground, because you are needed. You can make that difference. Don't think for a second you can't. With that, I'm going to turn it back over to Nuclear Warrior because I'm getting hot and I'm trying to keep from it.
Okay, Commander. Yeah, hopefully they're getting the point here is that you either stop them at the border or you fight them in your own backyard. So it's going to be up to the individuals. But I would encourage you to get ready because when it comes, it's going to come fast and you're not going to have time to prep then. Doc Robinson, have you got anything that you would like to add?
No, sir.
Okay. Chuck, Preacher, if you got anything to add?
Well, we've had a few items in the news today. Everybody probably, most of you probably know that yesterday, apparently, the president started, I guess, making some changes in Homeland Security. The head of Homeland Security resigned her post yesterday suddenly. I guess after some disagreements with the president. And then this morning, it was on Twitter that the fellow that is the head of the Secret Service was stepping down. So apparently, the president is making some changes. He's wanting to go in a tougher direction with the border situation, and some of them are wanting to, and so he's making some personnel changes. So that's going on right now. We did have, well, I guess maybe you could say did and didn't, because it was on Twitter this morning and somebody posted what was supposed to have been a new queue that was supposed to have come in yesterday. The problem is I've been to all the queue pages, including QMap, and I can't find that queue on there. So perhaps it was one that wound up getting posted at the Chan but didn't make it to the other pages or some such a thing as that. And I will share that queue with everybody shortly. But today has been, I guess, a relatively quiet news day. There hasn't been much that I've seen, and so, like the old saying goes, I guess no news is good news. So I'll turn it back over to the commander.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, folks, I was just sitting here thinking while Preacher was talking. You know, what we're requesting and asking for help from the American people is the exact same thing that Trump is asking for, help to protect the walls. So our president is asking for your help as well as us. I don't know, I know a lot of people can't even visualize what is on the border. Until I went down there this time, I've been working the border since 2015. Before, it was drug runners mostly that we were after and captured with drugs. Others we found was child trafficking. And it was all dealing with the people from Mexico, the Mexican people. Of all the people we have arrested, or I should say apprehended and held for the Border Patrol, there may be 4 out of 4,200 and something that have been Mexicans. They're all from other countries. I said it before, they're flying their country flag, they're holding their country flag in front of them. And they got the American flag and they're burning it and stomping on it. There's videos of it. These people are not coming here to be friendly. I proved that the other day when the one video we have you can go to where they refused to cooperate. The women were the ones that was getting violent, not the men. Most men know this. You get a woman mad, I would rather go against 10 men than one mad woman. A man thinks logically. A woman thinks for preservation, and they have a natural instinct with them where they can be extremely mean. And this is a fact. I guess it's why I don't argue with my red-headed wife. If you want to call her my wife, She calls me other things sometimes. But what the whole thing is we need your help. We put our call out to help. A lot of times, strong ways, not so strong ways. But the bottom line is we do need your help, and we're asking for it. We're asking for your support, your prayers. If you can't donate a prayer. A prayer goes a long way. You know, I really get angry because I know what we're doing and what we're seeing down there on the border. And it takes a special type of a person to be down there. What we see would make the average person cringe, because you can't imagine what we're seeing when they come across that border. The kids, the sick kids, the diseases, people dropping in our camp, having to take them out to immediately to the hospital. We thought one gal died. 6 or 7-year-old child down the bottom was sick. 66 of them come in one night over by the monument. All 66 were sick. This is what we're up against. We're seeing flesh-eating diseases. We're seeing some people come in and their kids don't even have jackets at nighttime or shoes. Yet others come in and these kids have $500, $600, $700 pair of cowboy boots on their feet, $500, $600, $700 leather jackets, brand new expensive luggage, brand new clothes. We found people who had pockets of $100 bills in wraps in their bags. We never know who's coming across. We never know who's armed, who's dangerous, who isn't. We don't know what we're up against. So we have to keep our head on a swivel. We have to be very careful. We can't point our weapons at anybody unless somebody points a weapon at us. And if they do, then we have the right to defend ourselves as Americans, and our Constitution guarantees it. But nobody's down there to hurt anybody. Nobody's down there to do anything in any way to hurt anyone. We are there to stop these people from coming in, folks. And without the American people's backup, we are wasting our time, with the exception for every child we save down there from child trafficking. That's what makes it worth it to me. For everybody who opens their eyes and sees how bad we need that wall and what that wall will do, that's what we need. See, that wall's not going to stop everybody. We know that. But it'll stop 90% of what's coming across that border. But we need to man the border of New Mexico because it doesn't have a wall. It has a 3-foot fence from Santa Teresa all the way over to Rodeo. There is no fences. A 3-foot, 3-piece is not even barbed wire. It looks like the old Civil War pictures where you see the log posts, that fences that farmers put up to keep their cattle in. That's what it is. That's what it looks like. They're a barrier fence. That's all they are. You can step over them. Now they're starting to come across up at Santa Teresa, New Mexico, right at the end of the only wall in Mexico, which is, I think it's 30 or 40 miles long, from where we're at to the other end. Folks, wake up. This is the real deal. If you ever seen the movie Red Dawn, go look at it. Watch it with Patrick Swayze in it. When that came out back in the 80s, I said, you know what? That's what's going to happen someday. Now, folks, it's happening. And we have let it happen by letting the Democrats get the hold that they have on us. We have to fight for our freedom now. Freedom is not free. Lives are taken. America must stand. America can't fall. And it's up to us to make sure, as patriots and as Americans, that it doesn't fall. If it falls, we all fall. That's not a very good scenario to think about, but it's a fact. It's a cold-blooded fact that the American people had better wake up to, because nobody can wake up a person that's already dead. And I'll tell you what, folks, if people don't get the help, if we don't get help we need on both borders, we're not the only border that needs protected. For those of you out on the northern border of Canada, get your groups out there, make a difference, stop these people. You're the only ones that can do it as Americans. People keep saying, well, why doesn't President Trump send the troops? He's got the troops where he can send them. Our border, because of our governor, not wanting a sanctuary state, she will not let the military on the border of New Mexico. Not the National Guard, not anybody. We've had 2 different states send military, and the governor ordered them out of the state immediately. You know, this isn't right, folks. Our forefathers have died for this country. World War I, World War II, the Civil War, the Revolutionary War. There's always been a war. But this time, it's a different type of a war, folks. We're about ready to lose our freedom. But as long as I got a breath in my body, and the men and women that are on that border have a breath in their body, they're going to do what they can to stop this from happening. We're a few maybe, but there's only a few at the Alamo. I don't want this to end up like the Alamo. I don't want America to bleed from within. I want it stopped at the border. We're the only ones that can do it. So please, if you can be boots on the ground, call me at 505-334-2492 or call She-Wolf at 575-517-0317. If you want to make donations, anything that you think that we can use, please send it to the United Constitutional Patriots, care of John Horton or Mark Cheney, Cheney. Post Office Box 1334, Flora Vista, New Mexico 87415. Or you can make your donations to the PayPal account on the United Constitutional Patriots New Mexico Border Ops page. Folks, please help us to be able to help you. That's what we're about. Excuse me. The biggest thing is we need to stand together and unite as Americans. We need to back each other. Watch your neighborhood. Get your neighborhoods together. Get the people in the neighborhood. Have a plan. Be ready. Protect yourselves. Because when this happens, the police aren't going to be able to protect you. The State Patrol's not going to be able to help you. The Sheriff's Department's not going to be able to help you. You're going to have to do it yourself, because they're going to have their hands so full that they're not going to be able to respond. There'll be too many people calling for help, and they're not going to be able to be there to help you. If you can't help yourself, you have the constitutional right as Americans to protect your home. And that's what the Constitution says. So I'm asking you, and I'm asking God to open your hearts and your eyes to see what is happening. You know, I don't know how to express myself sometimes, because I get really upset, because I've tried every way I know to make people understand the necessity of your help and what we're really trying to do for America. We're not vigilantes. We're not a militia. We are patriots trying to open the eyes of the American people and protect our country from a foreign invasion, because that's what it is. With that, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Nuclear Warrior.
Very good, Commander. Thank you for all that. People, if you have a neighborhood watch in your neighborhoods, Now's the time to go out and hit up the rest of the neighbors in your neighborhood, fill them in on what could possibly be happening, get them involved in your neighborhood watch program, help them realize what they need in order to be self-sufficient for up to 60 to 90 days, and to get organized, because my organization, not necessarily the United Constitutional Patriots, but I know that they are involved with the government agencies, emergency response units as well. But I have other organizations that I belong to, and I know firsthand that the emergency response folks, fire department, police department, sheriff's department, state police department, you name it, they're going to be overwhelmed when this thing all blows up on us. They're not going to be able to respond to your immediate need. So you're going to need to be prepared to defend yourself and to help take care of your neighbors, especially the elderly. And by all means, get armed. If you can afford it, get armed and get ammunition, because you will be the first line of defense until we get this thing under control. If you think I'm kidding, you just take a look around your city, your town, and see how many emergency response people you have, and then compare that to the number of citizens in your community, and figure out for yourself that, yes, when the shit hits the fan, these people are all that you have to stand between you and disaster. So it's going to be up to you to fill in the void. I don't know how to make it any more plain than that. And I can only tell you this, that I have seen it happen with hurricanes, tornadoes, severe weather, flooding, you name it. We've seen it here in Central Texas. So you could either take it by my firsthand experience, what I'm telling you, or you can find it out the hard way. But I would suggest that you not have to learn this the hard way. Get ready, get prepared, and be ready when the shit hits the fan. Another piece of information here that you might want to investigate: 33 members, 33 Republicans in the United States House of Representatives have voted for more gun control. How did they do it? Well, they just simply added verbiage to the Violence Against Women Act. It's the H.R. 1585. And I'm very disappointed in these two Texans on the list, Carter and Hurd. My God, men, what are you thinking? So you need to get a little more active in your political surroundings as well. When these bills come up, go and check them out. Check the wording in them. And if it's wording that sounds like it's submissive to get you to relinquish more of your constitutional rights, you get a hold of these people that are planning on voting on this bill and let them know flat out that you're against it if it's going to take away more of your constitutional rights. And I'll see if I can get Little Rebel to post these links to the H.R. 1585 in the Constitutional Patriots live show in the comment section, so you can get after them there. Folks, this is getting downright scary. Okay. You're going to have to do something to get prepared. I just don't know how to go in any more detail than that. She-Wolf, go ahead and add.
Okay, I just got a quick phone call from the border. There is a lot of activity on the Mexican side of the border. Federales are down there, which is kind of scary. I guess they've got the trucks with the machine guns on top of them. The Mexican Marines are down there on the border. Jim walked down towards border, even though he was advised not to, and he did catch the spotter running up the hill. I have a feeling they're getting ready for something big. Viper and Jim are heading over to Monument 1 because with all that activity on the border there in the bowl at Sunland Park, they could be chasing them all over to Monument 1 to go in through there. I'm not sure. But I'll keep you updated if I hear anything else here real soon.
Go ahead, Little Rebel.
I just wanted to add that nuclear warrior saying about, be prepared for, like you said, up to 60 days. Try 6 months, guys, because coming from, actually, this is from the government site, that they're saying up to 6 months. And I can tell you right now that our military are being prepared. And because there are, we have threats from terrorists, with biological chemicals. And I don't care. I'm saying it now. Get prepared, and you might want to invest in a good mask, gas mask, which is biochemical mask, and Avon is a good place to order. They're expensive, but if you can get your hands on a real Israeli mask, most times you will not. They are fake. But you can get them probably for like $100. A good one's going to cost you anywhere from, well, they actually changed over. I just found out because my son's NBC. The government is ordering new ones so they can exchange, I guess, out different things. So the old ones you might be able to get from Avon, a couple $100, like $200 from that company. But you might, I'm just telling you now, we all need to get them because there is something planned, and I heard from, and I'm just putting that warning out right now. I don't know when, and I hope to God not. It's good to have one anyway, in case, but you got to have, you got to make sure, your size and stuff like that. But you need the real deal. And so don't go be careful of fake the biological chemical mask, because I was told that a lot of they're selling these Israeli ones. They're not in most cases. So but Avon is a good place to get them. But we're on high, and basically, and just wanted to get that out there and be prepared if you can. I know most of us live week to week, but if you can put a little bit something back each week, start canning stuff, and just get yourself prepared, because something is going to happen, folks. If we go down, the whole world goes down, and we have good people watching over us. Our military, they're watching over us. However, I believe we're going to have to fight. And not only that, we have our own government inside the government fighting against Trump and us against our will, and they want to take our guns with this gun control. And we need to wake up and start making phone calls. Whatever it takes, letters, phone calls, everybody get together and start marching. And the ones that are voting, vote them out. Tell them you're not voting for them. You want them out because they forgot who they work for. We need to take our sovereignty back. So there's a lot to that. And I'm actually working on pamphlets right now, as I did like 9 years ago, to try to warn everybody, because there's too much for one person to fight each thing. They're trying to take our guns, they're poison. We have Minnesota. Drugs. There's just so much to fight. Abortion. First, there's only a handful. I'm going to say a handful that we can't do it all. We got the border. There's just so much to fight for. Your help, prayers, donations. Stand up yourself. Put money in your own bank account and have enough to get to the damn border or whatever you need to do to fight back. Because if we don't, we're going to lose this country. It's just a matter. So, and they're on the run right now. They're pulling out everything. I already got that information. They are pulling out everything on the left that they have. And that means they're releasing and activating their terrorists that are already in this country. And the ones coming, that are coming through the border. So wake up, because we don't have much time. And if you're sitting back eating your bombs and hoping everybody does it for you, because that's the mentality, and hoping that the next person's going to do it for you, think again, because we can't do this alone. I'm against the United Constitutional Patriots and talk bullshit. Well, that's funny, because they're at the border. We're doing shit. nowhere to be freaking found, as we thought. The ones that point the finger, you better look at them, because there's about 4 of them back at them. They ain't doing shit. So I'm just saying, I get angry when this stuff happens.
What?
Go ahead, She-Wolf.
I was just telling Little Rebel, watch it. You know, just to put everything into perspective a little bit, to go ahead, let you know, I'm from Washington. I was born and raised in the SeaTac area, and I remember back in the day when I would walk for hours and hours, go wherever the heck I wanted to, and just roam around wherever I wanted to. I'd go to the airport. I'd sit at the airport for hours, just people watching. And it was so calm and peaceful there. Now my cousin sends me articles of what a cesspool my hometown is, and it breaks my heart. And these people that have been coming in under our noses are the ones that are doing it to our towns, to our cities, to our neighborhoods. You know, they're taking over and they're demolishing them. They're turning them into cesspools. And they did it in California. They did it in Oregon. Now they're in Washington. And they're going to spread out. They're going to continue to spread out unless everybody opens up their eyes and sees this is a major problem. President Trump needs help. We need help. The people of America need help, and they need to stand united, and they need to stand strong and go to bat for our country, because pretty soon, I'm telling you, we're not going to have a country if we do not unite and stand strong. So please, whatever you can do, please help out in whatever way you can. And if nothing else, like the commander always says, prayer. Prayer is very, very powerful. And if you can't stand at the border with us, make sure that you protect your homes and your families, because it's coming your way, folks. And as sad as it is, it's happening all around us. And if you're not opening up your eyes and seeing what's coming next door, then I don't know what to tell you other than the fact that we're going to lose our country. So please stand up and fight for our country.
Thank you, She-Wolf. Go ahead, Little Rebel.
I just wanted to that I do believe in prophecy. And I know the prophets had said that God's not going to let us go down. However, God never said that we're not going to have to fight. Okay. So, if what you don't stand for now, what you don't stand against is what you're standing for. That's what I'm trying to say. And this country has gone to sleep. We are waking up, thank God. However, but we can't clean this country up and allow these illegals to come in here and take it over, because if they're coming, that means our whole government's changing. Everything's changing because of who's coming here. They don't care about that. I got information, definitely. Obama, we know definitely he was not an American citizen. He's behind this. I got information as said. So in Soros, they were working against Obama was still playing president. So this is their idea. I'll take over. And Obama was behind all this shit with Trump and defied all this stuff. So they know it. We know it. Most of us. So, wake up. There's a lot of information. You can get it. We put a lot on this stuff on our pages, and you can follow or like scared of Q, don't understand it. But they're patriots, and they're, thank God for Q and Q plus, and that's Trump. But yeah, so in there, I do believe in prophecy. God's, but we got to keep praying too. And we got to put God first. Once we put God first, everything will go. But a lot of people, that's why the left is trying like hell to keep God out of everything, because they don't want, a lot of these kids don't even know the Lord about it. I mean, we just have so much to do. Like, oh my gosh. But we got to do it now. We need help. Like I said, start getting on this shit, because, or otherwise, I mean, we're going to have, it's going to be in your backyard, in your front yard. There's going to be a fight. People are going to get killed. A lot of it. We can help prevent this by standing up, and we, the people, strong if we stick together. We can fight this, but it got to be we, the people. It can't be I, because we ain't getting nowhere. We got to be we, the people, how much power we have when we are together as we, the people. That's what the government, that's what Hillary Clinton's and all the bad don't want, because then they know that's why this influx, they're the ones these Democrats are the ones paying for this show. Americans are waking up to our bullshit. So they got to kind of, I'm telling you, this is them. So we got to fight back and demand what we want, our line in the sand. We have the power. Use it. So start getting together with other people. We got to use our power. If we don't, like freaking Nazi Germany, of course, I mean, you see these kids already want communism and all this shit. Wake up. I'm telling you, time. I mean, we're run that time. So, just saying.
Okay, little rebel. Yeah, Wyatt Strader. I believe Wyatt was the one that called us today. We vetted him. He is good to go. If you're the Wyatt that lives in Santa Teresa, give Debbie a call, or She-Wolf, give her a call. You have her number, or she can call you. I'm not sure if this is the same one or not, but I believe it is.
The spelling is different.
Okay, but that might be him.
It's the same person.
Okay, it's the same person. Okay. Yeah, just give Deb a call. She will give you the information. You are vetted. You're good. Okay, we got to take that out, preacher. Wyatt, that's not the reason we're going, and it's not the Mexicans at all. That right there, before we can approve you now, I need to talk to you. Now, here's what I need to do. I've had a lot of calls from our listeners. If you have any questions, ask them in here. Ask them in here. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them for you. We do not want Rambos down there. We do not want anybody who's going to create a problem. We're down there to protect our border. The only way that anybody can ever fire on anybody is if we're fired upon. And I know it eats the heart of a lot of people that want to take the law in their own hands. They can't do that. These people that are coming have not been violent to the point to where any kind of how can I put it, response was any more than hollering at them or the Border Patrol cuffing them. And that's good. We have not had any incidents on the border. We don't want any incidences. We want to do this peaceful, wake people up, but defend ourselves if attacked. Now, this is that statement that this man put in. I deleted it, and I do not want that mentality on the border. This is how it works. We have a certain way we do things, and we go by the law. We listen to the Border Patrol. The Border Patrol tells us how to handle things. Wyatt, I don't want you going heading down there until you call me, because our commander down there wants to talk to you before you go down there. This is not the way to deal with it. As a matter of fact, right now, I'm going to tell you don't go there until I talk to you, period. Because if you are, you'll just be turned around to go back. I understand how you feel. I know you want to fight for our country. I know you're a veteran. But that is not the way to handle this situation, and we will not handle it that way. So that is the way it is. Well, as my listeners can see, they heard my response, so you know where I stand. The only way there's going to be any violence on that border is if we are fired upon and we have no other choice. But we are not going to start an international incident that is worse than what it already is. Go ahead, preacher.
Oh, me. But anyway, I'll explain a little bit about how we work with the Border Patrol. We are armed for our own protection. When we get these people coming across the border, we stop them and we just hold them until the Border Patrol can come and collect them. We do not try to harass them by pointing the weapons at them in any way to make them feel threatened, and it has worked well for us to just detain them until the Border Patrol can come and take custody of them. That's how we work it. That's how the Border Patrol wants us to work it. That's how the people that ordered the Border Patrol want us to work it, because we do not have the authority to take matters like that into our own hands, do the arrests ourselves, and escalate anything that happens with these people coming across the border. That is why we do it like we do. It's the law, and it also does not instigate an elevation in violence on the border. So, Mr. Stretter, I hope this kind of explains why we do it the way we do, and why we would like for you to take a little bit less aggressive approach to your intentions of going down to the border. Yeah, Mr. Stretter, I am afraid that if you go ahead with the plan that you just posted in there, that you are likely to be arrested.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm calling base camp.
Okay. Now, Wyatt, listen to me. If you go down there with that attitude, the Border Patrol will turn you around. You are a loose cannon. We are not down there to create a war. You're going down there for the wrong idea, and you go down there as a loose cannon, they will arrest you. I guarantee it. We will not have the Americans or the other people's lives jeopardized because you are mad about what they're doing. Use common sense, period. If you don't use common sense, then we don't need you. You got to stay level-headed, and we follow the protocol that is handed down to us. Bottom line. I'm sorry, folks, if I had to go through that on this, but I will not put up with this type of a situation.
And Doc is right.
No, we're not worried about taking matters in our own hands. We are, but we're doing it the legal way. So, bottom line is, I'm sorry, sir, we can't use you.
All right, preacher, block him.
Okay, preacher, block him. We've tried to tell him.
He went bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Oh, yeah. The she-wolf's called.
She-wolf's on the horn with him right now. If I was down there and I saw him, he'd be winding up with my size 8 where the sun don't shine.
Well, he is not going. This is the type of people we don't want down there, folks. Like I said, we've already had our Rambos and our John Waynes and heroes. This guy is a loose cannon, the type that nobody wants on the border, and we do not want that kind of an attitude on the border. We did vet him earlier. He did pass vet because he's never been in trouble. But I'm not going to have someone going to the border that's going down there with explicit purpose, thinking that he's a Rambo and going to save the world. Because you know what? We have a right way and a wrong way of doing it. He's a loose cannon. And it's kind of funny when Preacher put that, I just told Little Deb, or She-Wolf, that he is a loose cannon. And we will not and cannot have him on the border. So that is bottom line on that. That guy's scary. So we'll leave it at that. Yes, remove him from the live feed.
I did. He went bye-bye.
So, folks, if any of you others have any kind of remarks or questions, I'm more than happy to try to answer them for you. I know we're running a little bit overtime on our show tonight, but tonight is a night that we've got to make people understand. We are not there to hurt anybody. We're there to open the eyes of the American people of how bad we need this border wall. We're there to open the eyes of the American people as to what is truly happening on the invasion, who's coming across, what's coming across, what we're running into. And the fact that I'm very proud of is we have very good rapport with the Border Patrol. And I don't want anything to ever mess that up because we are doing a job for the American people. We need you down there. Granted, we do have people that are supposedly coming in out of Mexico. We have confirmed it. Don't know when or how they're hitting at that time. We may be fighting, but I don't want any fighting unless we have no other choice. So I hope that helps with you folks understand where we stand. It's not about killing anybody because that's the last thing we want. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to, well, does anybody have anything else they want to say? Nuclear Warrior, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Commander. I realize, folks, that in light of the last 10 minutes here, you think that we have a conflict of an interest in our presentation. No, it's not. It's just that while we do have a great concern for the invasion on both borders, we are not empowered to take the matters into our own hands in dealing with the border situation. If we're unsuccessful with assisting the Border Patrol and other agencies who are empowered to deal with the border situation, if we lose that battle down there, then we have to deal with them on the interior, and that is where the table turns, and you are prepared to deal with it if it's an immediate threat to you. So just so you're aware, there's a right way and a wrong way. We don't have the empowerment to deal with it the way Wyatt thinks we should deal with it on the border. If they invade and we are fired upon, yes, then we have to fire back as a protective mechanism. Self-defense, it's legal. But until they make the first move, we're just there to back up the Border Patrol and assist them however they see fit. So I hope that sheds a little more light on the situation, why we don't do things the way Wyatt thinks that we should do it. And I'll just leave it at that. No know just know this, that those of us who do end up on the border are backing up the Border Patrol. We don't take matters into our own hands. We follow their instructions.
Thank you very much, Nuclear Warrior. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for me having to get on this guy, but that's not what we're about. We are a humanitarian group. We are not looking for violence, but we are able to take care of ourselves if it happens. Known in the United Constitutional Patriots, what we do is before this came about, we were first on the ground or tried to be first on the ground all the way around when it comes to hurricanes, tornadoes, first responders to any type of situation that might happen in the United States where people's lives are in danger and they need rescue people, food, clothing, whatever. We try to be the first ones to get there. So you see where we stand. I will do what I have to do to protect our country, as we all will, and I know you folks will too. And I hope you understand, and I hope you think I handled that situation right, because that's a situation that we cannot have happen. It's not about us being cowards. We have protocol we follow until we are told otherwise. We do not want an international incident. If someone like him go down the border and do that, it's going to be an international incident. Then we're going to have real problems, and we can't have that happening. So with that, Pete, you got anything you want to say? Thank you, Pete. We go by strictly military protocol with United Constitutional Patriots. Like I said before, all of us are veterans or ex-military, and most of us are also ex-law enforcement or law enforcement. And I deal with situations every day. This is the first time we've had to deal with a man in this capacity, because when they come into our camp, we tell them what to do. And our orders of telling them what to do comes from the Border Patrol. They tell us where they want us. They tell us what they want us to do. And that's exactly what we do. They are in charge, not us. We are there to aid them if they need us. And they've already stated they do need us. So we're going to do what we can. And if this guy still goes down there and tries to create a problem, he won't last long. They will turn him around and send him back home. And if he does anything from there on, he's on his own. So it's him that has to face it, not us. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chuck and or preacher, and I'll have him say our evening prayer.
Well, Commander, before I real quickly here, before I say that evening prayer, I want to touch on a couple of things. Number one, I know She-Wolf is muted, so I know she's called Reaver down the border about this fellow that we were just talking about a while ago. I do need to let y'all know, and of course I know it's being handled, so I ain't worried about it, but I need to let y'all know that this Wyatt character did in fact threaten Viper on the live stream over there. He said, "I'd F Viper," okay, if you get what I mean. So he did threaten Viper. So it's very much a loose cannon. Second of all, I wanted to touch on something, folks, because I want you to know, first of all, that my loyalty is totally 100% to this commander and to this organization and to what we're doing here. So I'm not in any way, shape, or form am I attempting to counter anything anybody has said tonight. I'm not doing that because I've posted several times. I posted in here. I posted over there to live chat. Be prepared for anything, but trust the plan and trust God. So I'm not countering anything that anybody said here tonight, and I don't want what I'm saying taken that way. However, I found it interesting a while ago that Little Rebel, my friend Little Rebel here, mentioned Bible prophecy and her belief in that. Well, it just so happens, as you all know, that I am a minister. I'm the chaplain here for United Constitutional Patriots, as well as their head of intel. And the main thrust, or thrusts, if you will, of my ministry is Bible prophecy and spiritual warfare. Those are the things that I deal with most. And I've been at this for, ministry. Well, I've been doing this for well over 30 years. And I've been studying Bible prophecy for quite a while. I actually did something rather novel that a lot of so-called prophecy teachers don't do. I asked God to show me what the prophecies of the Bible actually mean. And I can tell you this, first of all, and this is for our buddy Wyatt. Last Friday evening when we did our show, I talked about self-defense and the fact that there's no biblical prohibition on self-defense. I could preach a message on that one. I could also preach a sermon, if you would, on taking the law into your own hands. Okay? I spoke about Peter, okay, who later became one of the truly great apostles. Okay? Peter, basically, when he pulled that sword out and struck first and struck that man's ear off, he was taking the law into his own hands. And Jesus rebuked him. When only a couple of hours earlier, he'd said, let the man who hath no sword sell his garment and buy one. He was telling them then, well, you might have a need for self-defense. You might have to defend yourself. And there is no biblical prohibition on self-defense. In fact, in the Old Testament, there's a passage of scripture that I've still got to look it up. And I'm going to look it up, and I'm going to give you the scripture reference for it. But it basically says, if a man breaks into another man's home, and he be smitten so that he die, his blood is on him. Okay? So there is no, his blood shall be on him. So there is no biblical prohibition on self-defense. There is a biblical prohibition on taking the law into your own hands. And that is not in any way, shape, or form what this organization is about on the border at all. That's not what this organization is about, what we're doing down there, or what we do anywhere we do it. And I can assure you, if he thinks he's going to pull anything on Viper, Viper is not the guy to pull that kind of crap on. Okay? Neither's Reaper, neither's the Commander, neither's Mike, but Viper is not the guy to pull that crap on, because he won't play games with you. Okay, so also I wanted to let you all know, yes, it is always good to be prepared for whatever contingency you need to be prepared for. Because again, anything could happen. It's just like my fellows here have told you, my fellow patriots here tonight have told you, be prepared for anything. I mean, you have natural disasters, you have this, that, and the other. Okay? Okay? Be prepared for anything, but again, trust God and trust the plan, because I can tell you this, the United States of America is prophesied in Bible prophecy. It's prophesied in Scripture. It is prophesied that this country will live on into the millennium, into the 1,000-year reign of Christ. It is prophesied that this country, United States of America, will be there to, I'll take a look at him in a minute. bump whoever I got to bump. But anyway, it is prophesied that the United States will be there to protect Israel during the Great Tribulation period. And so, and of course, we look at the prophecies given to Mark Taylor of what God says he's going to do with this country. And I can tell you that, that basically Bible prophecy, when God prophesies something, Bible prophecy always comes to pass. And I can tell you just simply this, that Civil War, Red Dawn isn't prophesied. It's not prophesied. Now, am I saying, that we're going to come out of this thing unscathed, that we're not going to have some problems before the deep state goes down? No, I'm not saying that. You're watching the deep state right now in their death throes. You're listening to the death rattle of the deep state. And I'm going to tell you something. When they're in that state, they can be at their most dangerous. So again, be prepared for anything. Be safe. Be prepared for anything. Make sure you've got what you need. But at the same time, trust the plan, because it is working, and trust God above all, because it's God's agenda. And with that, if you will bow with me, please. Lord Jesus, we come before you right now, and we thank you, Lord, for this opportunity that we've had tonight to come here to bring this much needed information to our listeners, to do this great work that you've given us to do, the work of salvaging our great nation, our Constitution, our rights, and defending what you've given to us. We thank you for that, Lord. We thank you that you chose us to do this job. And we ask you, Lord, right now that you would also bless our many great listeners over there who come and listen to everything that we had to say, who support us in every way they possibly can, who do a great deal to help me over there at the live chat. Since I'm the only bouncer over there at the moment, we need a few more. And they're there for us, and we appreciate them. We ask you to bless them, Lord. We ask you to bless each and every member of this staff. We know some members of this staff are hurting financially and in other ways because they love what they do here so much that they take the time out of their busy schedule to come here and do it. And we know that we've got good things coming to us in our future, and we ask you right now, I ask you right now, in the name of Jesus Christ, that for their sake, for the sake of these good people on this staff, that you would speed up that process for them, for all of us. We thank you, Lord, again for everything that you've given to us. And we ask you, Lord, to continue with us now throughout this night and into the coming days. Continue to guide us, guard us, and direct us, and draw us ever closer to one another and ever closer to thee. For we do ask it all in Jesus' holy name. Amen and amen.
Amen.
Thank you, preacher.
Amen.
And amen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of people out there in this world that think they're 10 foot tall and bulletproof. And we just run across one that it seems like that's what he thinks. I don't know. Something must have snapped in his mind or something. I don't know. But he doesn't realize that, one, we are not at war with Mexico. And the Mexicans have nothing to do with this. They are fighting for their lives in Mexico against these people that are invading their country, that are trying to invade ours and has been invading ours. So with that, I want you to keep in mind that we're going to run into situations like this because there's a lot of people out there. And you never know their mindset until they show yourself as they really are. So one thing I want to say is I want to thank all the law enforcement out there. I want to thank the first responders, the military, the veterans, the patriots. I want to thank all of you for what you do, and we keep you in our prayers. Now, one of the first responders that comes to my mind most and above all are the ones that step out there up front in the danger zone, above and beyond anybody other than our soldiers, are our police officers. When you see a police officer, he might be pumping gas, he might be eating lunch. Offer to buy his lunch. Shake his hand and thank him for what he does. Same way with military. Thank them for what they do, first responders. But the problem with we have had a lot of police officers that have been openly murdered. And this is all because of the left and the agenda that they set up. These men put their lives on the line every day, whether it's a domestic situation or if it's a car accident or just somebody needing someone to talk to. They're the ones there for you. A lot of people say, well, I hate the cops. I don't hate the cops, and you shouldn't either. They're doing a job, and without our laws that we do have, we would be just like these left-wing countries that we're fighting against right now, because the people don't want to stand up and be counted and back the people that are actually there to protect them. It's like the United Constitutional Patriots. We're there to protect you. We're there to protect your constitutional rights. We're there to make sure that your families are safe. So when you tuck your kids in bed at night and give them a kiss goodnight, that you're going to be there the next morning. This is the things that I'm talking about. You've got to open your eyes and open your hearts. Let God control what you do and how you do it. Make him number one in all you do. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. They have erasers on pencils for a reason. People make mistakes in life. Some people don't learn from their mistakes. They keep making them, or they purposely don't care. Well, as an American, as a patriot, as a former soldier and law enforcement, I've seen a lot and I've done a lot. More than most people even dream about. But you know what? I've never, ever yet had been in a position where I had to hurt somebody. Unless it was in a wartime. So with that, I want you to remember, I want you to thank God for what you have. Thank God for the freedoms we have and pray that we get them all back. Thank President Trump for what he's doing. And let's keep Old Glory flying. She's flown for over 200 years. Men have lived and died to keep it flying. So folks, let's stand together. Let's unite. If you can donate, please donate. If you can't, we need your prayers. With that, I want to say God bless America. We'll see you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. I want to say God bless our president. Say a special prayer for him. Protect him. And I pray each and every one of you stay safe. Good night and God bless you.
Thank you for joining the United Constitutional Patriots Radio Show tonight. Our next show will be on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'd like to thank all you Patriots for tuning in. God bless everybody and have a great night.